There we go. So for any of you who found out about this final seminar through the LinkedIn of the Tex4.0 project page, you might already be familiar with the project itself. This is a European Union Erasmus Plus project. It was created over the last 2 years together with a partnership of 6 European partners located here, as you can see on the map, including Lotto 0, who I represent as project manager, as the Italian partner, Infinity Design Labs in France, Camera Belux, which is the Spanish Chamber of Commerce for Belgium and Luxembourg, the University of Dresden in Germany, the University of Bucharest in Romania, and Kainotomia, which is a lifelong learning center located in Larissa, Greece. The idea of the project was to support the digital transformation of the textile and apparel sector through developing digital technology 4.0 skills for learners. This extends also to professionals in the industry who need to upskill their digital skills to be able to adapt to new sustainability requirements that are coming out of the EU, and for vet educators who are training the next workforce for the industry. So as I mentioned, I'm a representative of Lotto 0. We are the Italian partner. If you're not familiar with our organization, we are a textile research and design lab, a kind of creative and cultural hub located in Prato. Excuse me. Prato is one of Europe's largest and most important textile districts, which is famous for wool fiber regeneration. So the idea behind this project is that the textile and apparel industry is rapidly transforming in Europe based on the ideas coming out of the European Green Deal, such as the twin transition, which states that the sustainable transition of Europe is directly dependent on digital technologies. So the sustainable transition of all industries is connected to a digital transition. However, this creates some challenges for actors in the sector. In order to be able to successfully implement this within their companies, it requires a workforce with digital skills. In the textile sector in particular, we see an aging workforce. So that means less and less young people, excuse me, are coming to work in this sector. So as the workforce ages, there are groups of workers who do not have digital competencies to be able to easily adapt and adopt these new technologies to the practices of companies themselves. And this can range anything from small producers that are family owned to larger kind of engineering-based companies within the textile sector. So this gap of knowledge and this need of workers with digital backgrounds is really what's inspired the project. So what we ended up creating, and I will show you how, is essentially a training curriculum for what should be included in these type of educational programs, the learning materials themselves, which includes a book with modules or chapters that follow this established curriculum, along with PowerPoints that can be used by teachers in courses, as well as case studies and augmented reality supplements to immerse students in these scenarios. The project also had phases of workshops and pilotings. where we tested materials to then be able to adapt them and improve them before the final publication. During this process, we had the opportunity to bring a group of participants, each partner, to an international training session in Greece, where we were able to walk through all of the training modules with the PowerPoints and do a 4-day activity along with company visits and networking with them. So that was really interesting and a good opportunity for all of the participants. So the materials created by this project are useful for learners, professionals, and educators. So our step-by-step process for being able to build these materials really began with the foundation of a needs analysis. So the needs analysis informed content creation. So what type of topics should be included in a learning program? Once the learning program was established, we ran piloting workshops to test the materials. And then we refined based on feedback to make sure the materials were not only appropriate and relevant, but accessible. The needs analysis, this is a small clip of some of the data that came out of it. We held focus groups, interviews, and surveys, talking with industry stakeholders, vocational educators, and vocational learners. So this helped us to be able to identify and establish where the gap was between what learners felt like they knew, what they felt like they didn't know but needed to, and what companies and employers are saying what their needs were, what type of skills and competencies they were looking for in their staff and in any future potential hires. So here I have linked, and I will share this after the session, is a link which you can find on the website of the project. I don't know if you're still seeing the presentation or if you can see the report that I now have on my screen. But we have published and you have access to the full reported findings of this research phase, which includes the charts that I sent. And the second half of this report is the curriculum that was established from this research and what is embedded in every module, every topic, so to say. That is on the website, which we will navigate here together in a moment. But this was really the foundation for being able to create this course and all of the materials that accompany it. So we established this curriculum, which is essentially the course modules with what you will see on the online platform. A lot of the materials are interactive, and there is also, which will be published here by the end of the week, we had a few delays with publishing it, a teacher's handbook, which follows this curriculum along with the book and modules published online for educators to be able to implement this content in their courses. It includes things like links to videos or helpful hints and comments for things that can supplement activities, online communities for further engagement for students. This will be uploaded onto the course, onto the project website as well by the end of this week. So this is an example here in the photo of some of the topics that are found within the course, from automation to the Internet of Things, smart textiles, AI, big data, and digital product passports, just to name a few. One of the interesting features of this course is that you can decide if you want to access materials on one module, or if you want to complete them all as a full learning pathway. So if you decide to complete them all, Each module is accompanied by a quiz to test learner comprehension. So if you are able to get a passing grade on all of the quizzes for every module, you are able to receive a certificate at the end of completing the full course. If you do not want to receive the certificate, you're welcome to access individual modules without taking the quiz completion. You can still access the module afterwards without taking the quiz. And these were the topics assessed in our training session in Greece. We were also able to bring our participants, as you see in these photos, to some local businesses and give them an idea of some of the production realities in the area. This was really interesting. We had a group that was very mixed. A lot of the students coming from the technical universities had more of an obviously technical and engineering background when it comes to textiles. And several participants were also small brand owners and coming from a more creative side of textiles and production. So having them being able to interact and network was really enriching experience for everyone. So the platform is relatively easy to access. You can find the report as well as the training suite on the website of the project. Okay, can someone give me a thumbs up if you're able to see the project website on my screen? No, okay. Let's do this. How about now? Yeah, good. So what I will do as well is add in the chat the URL if you would like to simultaneously explore the project website with me. You can access it here. So on the project website, we have all the general information that we've talked a little bit about already. And down here in the results, you can access the full report and curriculum. So you will get the full report of the research that we conducted in the beginning phases of this project. It's available in multiple languages, as well as access to the training suite. This will take you to an external website. It is being hosted by the Technical University of Bucharest platform, which is why it brings you to an external site when you click to access the training suite. The training suite is also available in the languages of each of the participating partners, as well as English. So we have English, German, Greek, French, Italian, Romanian. We will explore the English course. So you have an option to enroll as a guest. However, if you want to access all of the materials, you will need to create an account. So I have already created an account here. I will access with this into the English. Okay. Into the English version of the course. I also have an Italian version here on the side of my screen is where you can see all of the courses. It's not loading. because I made my account with the Italian version, it's giving me that option. I was hoping to do English for this session. Okay. So when you access the course itself in any of the languages, the setup is the same. So here we can see each blue title relates to one module of the course. Each module has a text file, so that would be the book chapter related to that material, a PowerPoint, which can be used in the classroom or in presentations. It includes and follows along with the materials in the book. And at the end is a quiz. So this is the quiz that if you would like to receive a certificate, you will need to complete for each module. And they are, I believe, all multiple choice questions. So this is the same format for each of the modules. In this way, it is sequential. However, if you don't want to complete the full course, you can still access the materials without having to complete the one that comes before it. So you will see the modules are available. You can view them in your browser, or you can download them to your computer if you wish to save the files. There is also a small blog section on the project website if you want to read about some relating themes. I'm going to go back. I'm going to go ahead and send this as well in the chat before I open things up to some discussion. As I mentioned, being a European Union project, we do a lot of reporting and we ask for a lot of feedback. I noticed in our sign-up sheet that we had some interested participants with a lot of different backgrounds related to the textile industry, from learners to even an archivist I saw. So I'm wondering if anyone has any questions or thoughts on the topics included within digital textiles, and then maybe how you would be interested in applying these learning materials. If there's any thought? I'll be uploading this short tutorial to the project YouTube page, where in the next few days will also be published additional videos and podcasts. If you're interested in taking a listen, if you don't already follow the project page on LinkedIn, I will be sharing everything there over the following weeks as well, along with the other partners involved in the project. So not just the activities of 8.0, but of all of the universities and European participants. One more thing to share. As Text 4.0 is wrapping up here, as I said, at the end of the week, 8.0 does participate in a number of European Union projects, and many of them are Erasmus Plus, which means that project goals and creative materials have educational goals. They want to provide some sort of instruction. So while we are a textiles laboratory, the projects that we participate in are based around different textile themes. And that could be sustainable fashion for teenagers, or online archives of innovative materials and potential uses in fashion design. So all of the materials that we create are free to access and available in multiple languages. So once materials become available, we upload them to the projects page of the Lotto Zero website. You will find Text 4.0 on that page, along with several other projects. Another interesting one that we've just begun over the last few months deals with intellectual property rights in fashion. This is going online just now, the first phases. So there's a lot of different topics within the textile and fashion sector that can be found there. We participate in a lot of European Union projects, and we're always looking to meet people in the industry with similar interests. So if anyone would like to reach out to me, I am the project manager for Lotto Zero and I'm running the day-to-day for most of these projects. So if there's any project that interests you that we're a part of or any future projects, feel free to reach out to me via email to discuss it a little bit further. I know I see some familiar names and faces here with other projects, so thanks for coming to learn also about Text 4.0. If there's no questions or comments at this time, I will thank you all for coming and listening to this brief presentation of our project. Stay in touch via LinkedIn to see what comes out over the next week, and I will be in touch with the recording in the following days. So, thank you all and have a good evening. Thank you.
Thank you, Lauren. Bye.
Thanks.
Have a good evening, you too.